Shinran Shonin and the Nisei experience. One of the great American success stories of the late 20th century is the accomplishments of the 100th Battalion, 442nd Infantry Division, and the community that provided the value system of the men who served in it. Although we tend to focus on all the wars the unit received, perhaps the biggest accomplishment was to speak about the loyalty of the Japanese community even amidst prejudice. We are all recipients of the rewards from their sacrifices, their struggles, and their determination to make a better life for their community and all Americans. Our community today is part of the result of this success story. It was a community that was mistrusted and forced to leave everything behind except for a couple of suitcases so that it could be sent to some of the most desolate and remote places found on American soil. As a third-generation American of Japanese descent, I can only imagine what that must have been like. I mention this because in remembering the life of Shinran Shonin, he was a man of the 12th to the 13th century, and so all I can do again is imagine what that must have been like. Here was, however, a man who as a child lost his mother and later was abandoned by his father. A man who, still as a child, was sent to Mount Hiei and separated from every member of his family. As an adult, like the Nisei, he was told to leave his home and be exiled to a faraway land. What that must have been like, I cannot even begin to imagine. I do not, however, speak of these things to highlight the bad circumstances that surrounded the life of Shinran Shonin or the Nisei. Just as the incarceration of an entire community is not the real force behind the success story, we remember the life of Shinran Shonin because he made clear to us a path that allowed even an ordinary man to live an extraordinary life. We remember his life because the life he lived has helped to make my life better today. My life is better today because I am able to recognize, appreciate, and give thanks to all the many causes and conditions that make my life and even this day possible. It is hard to describe what we all have, but just because it is difficult to describe, let us not make the mistake of taking it all for granted.